There was a show back in the 80s and 90s called The Joy of Painting, featuring an artist named Bob Ross. Do you remember this show? Some of you, like, soft voice, enormous hair. Like, in his episodes, the hair is doing a lot of the work. And he filmed over 400 episodes where he would paint these landscapes of mountains and trees, rivers, clouds. There's something therapeutic about watching him. But here's why I love watching Bob Ross, is in the middle of a painting, sometimes his brush slips, and there'll be a smear, like a dark streak across the sky where it doesn't belong. And instead of like just throwing the canvas across the room and starting over, here's what he does. He tilts his head to the side, and with a little smile, he'll say, "That's a happy little accident." That's how he refers to his mistakes. And then he takes the smear and he turns it into something beautiful, like into a tree or a shadow on a mountain or a reflection on the lake. And somehow the painting ends up being better because of the mistake. Like the accident becomes part of the beauty. And if you're watching these, you just become convinced that the painting is better because of the mistake. And the Bible has a word for what Bob Ross is doing in that moment. The word is redeeming. He's redeeming. And I've just been thinking about that as I study Genesis 6 story, and as I think about your story and my story, that this is what God does for us. This is why we celebrate Good Friday and Easter. It's because God can redeem anything, that God can take what's broken, he can turn it into something beautiful, he can take a mess and he can make it into a masterpiece. Like, this is what God does. He tilts his head, he looks across your sky, and he says, okay, I can work with this. Through Jesus, everything gets made new. So here's the way I want you to think of baptism. Baptism is handing God the canvas of your life. It's handing God the canvas of your life. It is a 3-second reenactment of what Jesus did during 3 days in the tomb. That because of Jesus, because of the power of the resurrection, the old version of my story gets buried. What comes out is a new life that belongs to Christ. There's a picture that was taken Thursday during some of our baptisms. I love this picture. You can see death to life in the background. This is the image. The old is gone and buried. Romans 6 says a new life comes.